a lot of debt that actually slows them down from being able to do the things that they actually really want to do, or be able to experience experiences they really want to experience, because the fact that they didn't consider having experiences because of the fact that they were already in debt before they got a chance to think about the experience came up. Welcome back to another episode of the House of Aquarius podcast. It's your favorite Aquarius here. Make a wish. Back to bring you another episode of the Thoughts of an Aquarius. Hope you guys enjoyed the last one, because this is going to be interesting. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but let me just quick dive over the topics before we get settled in. It's going to be interesting though. First thing first, we're going to talk a little bit about situation in regards to saving versus spending. Okay? Talk a little about that. And the other topic I want to give you that juice. I kind of feel like being a stripper, just showing you just a little bit of areola, but no nipple, you know what I'm saying? This other one is going to be how I give it to you guys. People don't change. People don't change. It's a theory that I have right now that I'm trying to apply to astrology. That as we keep talking, we'll see exactly what it is. I get into that because it's actually more relationship type thing, personal type thing. We'll talk more about that as we go further along. As we allude into it, we'll get from there. But like I said, hope you guys are ready for this. Hope you guys are enjoying this Thoughts of Aquarius, because this is a little more opinionated than what I prefer to do, but I'm still relaying, of course, how things work. So first thing first, like I said, saving versus spending. So first, actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me know down in the comments below if this is true or not. I don't really view Aquarius as one of those type of signs that are a saver type, even though it's a fixed sign, you know. So if you are an Aquarius, let me know down in the comments below if this actually applies to you or not. And because I think overall it shouldn't be. Aquarius is not a sign that I feel is actually one that's a saver. But we'll get further into that. So like I said, before I jargon off of that in my head, my Cancerian friend, one of my good buddies we talked to a whole bunch, you know, he was talking to me about how he was looking to proceed forward with his current situation in life. You know, just some relationship things going on, some career things going on, and all this job and jazz. And he's like, he is befuddled right now in regards to either if he wants to work directly on paying down some of his debt first, or continue putting money off to the side to have his security blanket be set for him in case something happens. You know, that emergency fund, because things happen all the time. That's the way life works. But he wants to make sure he's prepared for that kind of stuff in case that was to happen, you know? So, we talk a little about that. Listen to his current situation. I'm not going to divulge too much information in regards to that here, because it's not too much about that per se. But as typically how you are in America, as we all are tend to be in America, we actually have a lot more debt than what we probably should for our regular everyday lives. Okay? And with that being said, or debts and bills and other jargon like that. And that being said, it's really hard to actually get past a certain point, because a lot of people have a lot of debt that actually slows them down from being able to do the things that they actually really want to do, or be able to experience experiences they really want to experience, because the fact that they didn't consider having experiences because of the fact that they were already in debt before they got a chance to think about the experience came up, you know. If you need to rewind that, slow it down, pick it back up, you know what I'm saying? But that's actually a very important thing right there. I might make that into a little TikTok for myself just because. But the fact of the matter is, more often than not, we actually do not find the ability for ourselves to be in a situation to take advantage of things as we get older, because of the fact that we already are typically slumped into a situation where we have debt that we need to climb out of and climb over to proceed better with our lives, live a lot more stress-less filled life. All right. So that being said, it is an interesting concept. Me personally, to me, as I go through, get out of my debt situation, my love hole, because, you know, as we say, debt stuff, there's car payments, there's mortgages, there's any kind of loans you happen to get on top of those two right there, you know, student loans, medical bills, like, as we keep climbing, like, there's a lot of debt that we all have access to. That a lot of us actually have. Like, I don't want to say like 92% of Americans, 92.7%, something like that, give or take, are in debt. And to actually do not have debt holding you back is actually an abnormality. It's an anomaly. A lot of people don't really have the freedom to not have to worry about debt or paying bills or that kind of stuff, regardless of what tax bracket you may find yourself to be in. It's easy to get out of when you have a higher tax bracket, but that's not the point, you know, well, potentially. That's not the point, though. Another day, another topic. So that being said, though, we have to sit there and consider what is the best route for you. So like I said, for me, talking with my Cancerian friend, and this will lead to later on what I was saying, is that regardless of what I say to him, he's going to do what's more comfortable with him. What's going to find more comfortable in his life set and his mentality state. And as we know, Cancerians love that stability. As you alluded to last time, in the last Thoughts on Aquarius. Cancer loves security. It loves being a homebody and keeping everything, you know, within arm's reach. Crabby arm reach, okay? And like to hoard, like to build things up. And that's my favorite one. My favorite one I love, which is a great descriptor of how to view crabs, the Cancerian guys, is Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob, you know? That good guy. You know, he does his thing. He's known for being very pinchy with the money, make sure he gets out just a little bit, not spend too much. And that is something that I do tend to be very stereotypical associated with the cancer, with the crab, with the cancers. All right, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that, because that's how you make sure that you keep that foundation, that security, that stability that you seek. That makes you feel whole, secure. Because the most important thing you want to do is take care of you. You know, at the end of the day, not necessarily financially, but how the things that make you happy as a person. And that's one thing that I really do feel that regardless of what I said, because come on from the Aquarius, my Cancerian friends talking to me about this, and as I was saying, I jargon off, that I am actually in the thought process, which if you're an Aquarius, actually no, any sign, if you agree with this, let me know down in the comments below what sign you are and how you feel. Because when I say these things, I refer to just sun sign only. The foundational core of a sun sign, which I'm talking about. So your situation may be a little different because of the other placements in your chart. But right now, I'm generalizing in regard to the Aquarius. And I'm trying to see also if this is shared trait. Me personally, I'm in the boat of I'd rather spend down my debt and save later than save first while I have debt building up. That's what I'm currently in that boat of. So I'd rather put my money to work, have my money come in this hand, pass it this hand, and put it to work, compared to put the money in this hand and put it here in this little hole in the compound and then put it to work as time goes on. So that's currently how I am in that thought process. So I have mentioned that to him as well, because it's better to have the ability to think freely about the options you have available to you compared to not having any options at all and just going with your first thought. This is interesting thing. He told me that he'll get back to me. He'll think about this, see what's going on. And we're talking more with my buddy. But I already know at the end of the day that no matter what I say about this, he's going to build up his nest egg first. Let the debt sit there for a little bit. I'm not saying like to throw down $7,000 on a car payment, just get the car paid off. I'm not saying that either, but it's easier and freer. Easier and freer for me, as Aquarius as I am, for me to pay down my debt instead of stockpile my money and piece off slowly to pay out consistently. I'd rather just truncate it. If going down that route, it's like going the route of the Dave Ramsey books. If you know anything about the Dave Ramsey books, they're phenomenal. If you actually are interested in trying to remove the debt from your world, because there's two major train of thoughts you have here in regards to paying down debt. The first one is a snowball effect. Snowball effect is basically what you do is you take down you pay all your bills up, whatever, and anything extracurricular, monetarily wise, you pay down on one of some other bills. You pay all the smaller bills, you get it out the way. And then the extra money that you got for that you had there each month, you put that on top of another bill. And then you keep doing the same thing, you keep compounding all that money together, you tack on another bill, get rid of that. Then you go to another bigger one, bring it down, attack that, bring it down, okay? And then you keep doing that, it snowballs away. So you actually keep going, you keep seeing the progress, you get rid of the debts you have while putting more money towards the bigger debts when time gets to it. That's a thought process. If you like that, you might want to look further into it because there's more to it than just that. The other train of thought is to basically same concept there, but except you're looking more at the interest and you're paying off the bigger ones first. So if you have let's say seven credit cards, one for $400, one for $800, one for $2,000, one for $6,000, one for $15,000, one for $35,000. You start the $35,000 ones, just chunk that off as much as possible. I forget, this is one that I don't actually deal with myself personally. I prefer not this. I don't like this style, but you're paying all your bills, you're paying all your money towards getting this one down. You get rid of that one, and you go to the next big one. You keep chucking that down from the bottom where the top where it is, and you get rid of that. Go down from there. Those are two different ways of how to do that. Like I said, if you want to look more about that, check out the Dave Ramsey books. Very good informational ways about how to get down debt. I know what the snowball effect because I'm more thought-minded about towards that. Like I said before, just attack from the bottom, shoot the legs. You know what I'm saying? Cobra Kai, hoorah, or I don't know. I should probably watch that to actually know what kind of hand sign they do. If there's hand sign, I don't even know. Oos. Yeah, whatever. So with that being said, that's actually one thing that the options you consider. So being a saver sign or being a spender sign. Save or spend? Yeah. Save or spend down. Save or spend down. That's actually the best way to put it. Cancer is a saver sign. So regardless what I say to him, I do not believe that he's going to come anywhere close to doing anything like I'm thinking about how he should do with the amount of money he has available to him to keep moving forward for his debt situation. I said it's not my money, it's his life. Do his best for him. But that's how I feel what's going to happen. And then with the other side, the spender side, like I said, the spender side is my side. I do feel like me and a few other signs are more prone to be spender types compared to saver types. And in regard to that spender type situation, it also goes to the fact that it's actually harder to be a saver of large amounts of money if you're a spender type. Because, again, I'm very entrepreneurial myself, which that alludes to some more signs that may be more likely to not be savers because they're more entrepreneurial and you just put your money to work. However, if I have a direct, definitive target for why I'm saving my money up, I can definitely save my money up. There's actually one thing too, which is in the Dave Ramsey books, to have the whole thing called every dollar app. I remember that. So every dollar you have your paycheck, you're coming in, everybody has a job where we know where the money's gonna go as soon as you get the money. So it's like that's another concept that helps. I said this is not supposed to be a a financial money podcast episode today, but this is what the topic was. And that's something that actually is very, very helpful to see on people. Because the thing about this is, one thing that I've learned through the course of my life is that finances and the trouble or lack thereof of those can be quite crippling in a relationship if you have trouble with finances of some form or another, either not being able to pay your bills, not making enough income coming in, not being able to take care of yourself, your family, your medical bills, or shit like that. Like those kind of things are hugely detrimental to a relationship. All right, and at the end of the day, relationships are the core of what make us happy as individuals. Regardless if you think you're a loner or if you are a person always need people all around. Relationships are what makes us better, makes us feel, gives us the life that we need to live the life we want to live. Okay, if we're having problems in life, our problems are almost always revolved around relationships or lack thereof. So, that being said, I'm gonna transition that over to the next part. Like I said, so even though me and my guy would talk about that information in regard to how I feel he feels best way to get his money down, situation down, or his debt down, or save, or whichever it is, that comes down to the next part. Like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what, we all only ever do what we know to do, what makes us feel happy, what makes us feel good as people. Those are the two things that everything that we do revolves around, comes from that core. As people, we always search out to do what's best for ourselves. And typically it tends to be in a feeling. How do we feel our emotions? Well, we do things that make us feel good. Period. If it doesn't make us feel good, we're not going to do it. And if we do something like that, that feel good effect that we're trying to get is coming off the play of doing that thing we're doing. So let's say in that situation, if we're going to a party to meet someone to hang out with them, you may not be a party person. That social scene may not be your avenue whatsoever, but you're going to sacrifice your time and your potential unhappiness of going to the party situation with people to deal with that person that you want your time to be spent with. You see what I'm saying? And the thing about that, like I said, at the end of the day, all this we do, like I said, coming back from the illusion of what I was saying, was that even though my homie, I told you flat out, he has the options of what you're going to do, and regardless of what I say to him, I feel he's going to do the same thing. He's still going to end up saving his money. He's going to save his money till he gets to a point to where he feels comfortable, because that at his core is what pleases him. His comfortability in his comfort zone has to be tended to. That stability, that security, and the feeling of those big things being secure is what controls his actions. And at the end of the day, as a Cancer, his cancerous ways need that stability. Otherwise, he's not going to ever go back out in regards to reach out and do more things. Like, if you're a Cancer, but actually, speaking of that, I just actually saw a comment in one of my videos that came out about a month ago, month and a half, give or take. I don't know exactly when it was. I missed it. Just got back the other day, and my man was like, "Yo, GTFOH." I can't believe you said that about Taurus. I'm a Taurus who is about doing my humanitarian things, and I currently right now I am helping to open up a clinic for autistic kids or something of that nature. Somewhere, not ballpark. We're not ballpark, right? Fabulous, fantastic thing, okay? Fantastic thing. Actually, I think it was on my Taurus Aquarius compatibility thing. And that is a phenomenal thing. But that information he said right there was something that he missed that I said was that a Taurus is not going to do those humanitarian things for other people until they have their stability and their foundation already set. And then they spread out as they get older in life. That's one thing that is very true. And same thing here. Same way about the Taurus there. Same way with the Cancerian. Until they actually have those core needs met for their astrological sun sign, because at the end of the day, until I get proven otherwise, my theory, which I'm running with this, and it seems to be very, very true, is that at our cores, our sun sign controls everything we do. We need to, everything we have around it, I'll make a video about this some other time, but everything we have around it, everything we do all comes down to the core. Unless things are so heavily skewed away from our sun sign's foundation by other aspects and placements of a chart that completely confound what we actually need as a core, everything comes back to our core. And at our core, Taurus and Cancer need these things to be in place before they move out of the comfort zone. Because a lot of people do things outside the comfort zone. But the funny thing is about that is, even though you do things outside the comfort zone, it still has to pander to what you are as your sun sign is. Okay? It's like for the longest time, like me personally, I've lived a very, very quiet, introverted lifestyle up until 26, 27-ish, give or take. And then I become a little more extroverted, okay? And the extroverted part was something that everyone thought was completely different, abnormal. But if you look at down my sun sign, it was something that actually was already there to die or die. And then when I started becoming more how I am nowadays, I became a lot more freer, a lot more happy with myself. Because what happened is there was things that were not being properly addressed by my sun sign. Because the fact that I kept stifling things because of other influences in my life to help keep my sun sign stifled and my ability to do things that would pander to my sun sign's happiness kept me down. And then when I started doing more things that were sun sign required, everything felt more open. I got more comfortable. I feel more confident. I feel more free. I'm more open to do anything I want to do. Like this channel, for instance. All right. I mean, I shouldn't say that. That just came with the natural gravitational pull of my Aquarius sun sign just drawing me to these kind of things, you know? Along with all the places in the chart too. But that being said, though, everything came down to it. Like, I was making changes that were abnormal for me at the time. But on the inside, they were already there the entire time, waiting to be opened up, waiting for the door to be released, the floodgate to come open, the dam just flush out the water. That's always the entire time happened. And what I say here is that people don't change. People don't change. Like, what people are on the inside at their core is a thing that when they actually do come out, that is their normal. You don't see it because they might have been shoveling down in the back, leaving it in the basement under all these Bibles and dirty bookshelves and whatever. Like, I can't think of a word right now. But that's how it is. Like, those things, like, we were sheltering things to either fit in with other people or to be more socially accepted. Something of that nature. Something we did was always stifling ourselves until we started doing more things that were finally open for us. That's why a lot of people, actually, that's my theory. This is a lot of times people go crazy or snap or something like that is they spent so much time stifling themselves from everyone else that they're not able to, they reach a breaking point. And they're not pandering to what they actually need as a person, typically more for not. Like, that's the generalized stick. They're not pandering what they need as a person, you know. money, social status, finances, relationships, whatever, career, whatever. They're not paying these four things. They're not being happy. Something in the relationships is jarring everything up, so they can't actually be happy. That's typically how it is. And at the end of the day, though, those core values of ours need to be pandered to. Otherwise, you get roadblocked. You get stifled in life. You can't move forward because things are not just happening the way that we can't control. And bringing it back to that last story I talked about. What's the last time I had on another show? That was about relationships, cheating. There you go, adultery. So that being said, like that's one of the reasons why a lot of people do the adultery, cheating stuff that they do as well, because and the relationship that they have. I'm not saying that the relationship is the problem itself, but there's something in that relationship which someone's lacking. And they're lacking and looking for something else that they're not getting, and wherever that thing they're not getting is, comes down to what they need as a core sun sign personality trait. I'm throwing a lot of things out there. Might be a little fast for you guys. But we always are constantly looking for whatever it is that is filling the voids we have in our life. And more often not, when we get into relationships with other people, like I said before, we're always constantly, you're giving up something to actually be more united with the person in your relationship. Whatever you're giving up, at some point in time, it's going to be a breaking point, and that causes more conflict and confrontation to what you actually want to happen in a relationship. That's always how it happens, and those things happen right there tend to lead to adulterous stuff. Looking for that, but as you're getting that same feeling of what you want from somebody else that you're lacking from the person you're with. That's one thing right there. So it's like when people have the situation they have in regards to making a big change for themselves, unless that change they're making is actually a change that applies with what they are as a person on the inside, that change will be temporary. It's just not going to stick. It's not going to last, and they're going to revert back to what actually is closer to what they're already doing, or something completely different, because that's not what actually makes them feel comfortable at the sun sign level. We all have our core ethics and morals, all a good job and jazz, but if you're not pandering to what we need at a sun sign level, at some point in time, you're going to revert back. Okay. Trying to think of a good example here. Like people, because it's actually one thing that I was saying before, because actually one of the people that was life coaching, one of the things that he was trying to do, he was trying to get more social and become more able to go out and hang out with people and do things and pick up a girl. Okay? He had the ability to get girls because everyone has the ability to get girls. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has the ability to get guys. But comfortability wise, to do things like walk up to a girl and ask for a number is something that some people are not comfortable doing. Not any point in time that I actually tell him to do that, because that's outside of his normal and it's outside of my normal. I don't do that. I never did that. I'm like, hey girl, let me get your number. It wasn't me. But for him to get over the hump of going out and being more, not being more social, but being in a situation to where more social things are happening, for him as a Taurus, that was not something that he was comfortable doing. And even though he actually had his career mostly underway, had his foundational house, had his family situation squared away. Even though he had those three things there, he was still unable to go do that. I guess maybe because the career thing wasn't fully squared away for him, mentally or in his heart. You know what I'm saying? That could have been a thing. I didn't think about that. But he was not able to push himself past that point to go out and do more to attain. Oh, I guess maybe so. That family thing wasn't happening, but you're trying to add a family piece. I'm trying to piece it together right now. That could be it. I'm trying to explain to myself right now what it could be. But either way, though, the thing is, it wasn't. He reverted back. He attempted to do some things way long time ago when I talked to him, but that was not something that was able to stick because he could not continue doing the things to go find more abilities to be out there because there was not. It was past his comfort level because he didn't have his sun sign stuff squared away to actually function and at that out of comfort zone level. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think I hit most everything in the situation. Because I don't want to keep badgering you guys with thoughts that might open you up too much outside of the astrology realm. But like I said, this is actually more of a thing where it's easy to understand. So, quick rehash. Saver or spinner mentality. You should have those two things. Easier to be a saver when that's at your core, and easier to be a spender for a debt, not spender for buying stuff when that's at your core. When we're taking care of debt here, and it's actually, if you have issues with either one, if you are a saver and want to change it up and become more of a spender for debt compared to saving for debt, then you might need someone in your relationship or a third party to be that outlier to make things happen for you. Because like I said, for me, I actually have that. I'm actually a spender type, like I said before, for my debt stuff, but I also like to make my money work. So it's hard for me to save. So in that regards, I need to have someone in place, like some financial institution or something already set up for my check to already be put into a situation each time I get paid, or a wife or a spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever it is fits works your bill, to actually be in place, help you, support you in that regard, to actually making things happen. They're the saver. Okay? Regardless of the sun sign or okay? That will be a situation that could be happening. And if you want to be the spender type, you want to saver type being the spender. Yeah, saver type being the spender, you need to align stuff up. Either way, both things, same way, okay? And both those things, like I said, it is hard to change if you're not that person. At your core, I am actually in that same boat of there's no reason to try and do things that are your weaknesses. If you're really weak at something, it's better to spend your time working on your strength than trying to bring up your weakness to an average level or a level that someone else who is already better at doing it can do. That's when it's better to work with a partner, link up, with a relationship, whatever it is, just have those defined duties to make things work that way instead of you actually hiring things out. That's why you never really see CEOs of high businesses running around grabbing, let's say the pen and drawing a sketch for an assignment that needs to be done by 3:00 today, because that's not something that is better conducive with your time. Do your strength of being a CEO and running a company compared to maintaining your thing at the lower level. Lower level for someone else who actually has a better skill set for doing that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. So those are the two things there. This is actually a little shorter because I think I probably ran this one into the ground a little bit somewhat. But I'm pretty sure one of you guys, maybe my Scorpios, maybe my Virgos, got some very, very helpful information here that if something you picked up, let me know down in the comments below how that worked for you, because I'm curious how you guys think about this way I think about things, and Because that's one thing that's always very true. I love doing this about astrology. Is I always keep finding people's different thought processes and perspectives of how I run things, how I do things, how I see things. And I always like to hear more about that down in the comments below, okay? Just let me know about that. I'm going to cut this one a little short this time. And if you guys let me know what you think, look up for the next one coming up soon. As always, my friends, stay classy. Be you. Make a wish.